Crypto Gang? This is your boy, Jamaican Crypto, back at it again with another article or two. So this is actually what's really interesting to me is that the IRS wants to trace privacy coins in the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now, it's kind of interesting to see why they're actually doing it because they're just trying to track down apparently some, I don't know, criminals or something like that. So we're just going to read into this article what it's all about, and then we'll know from why they're doing that, why they want to have tracing tools. Which is kind of funny to me because, yeah, they try to get the Monero, the Zcash, all the privacy coins because they want to track down criminals. But what they forget is that it doesn't matter what they do, they can't stop it anyways, even if they tried, because the privacy coins are there to stay. Well, before I just ran on too much, let's just get into this right now. Maybe I might just be exaggerating, but let's just look. IRS wants tracing tools for privacy coins, Bitcoin Lightning Network. The U.S. agency puts out a call for prototypes to trace Monero, Zcash, and Omisego, and other cryptocurrency tokens and platforms. In short, the IRS is on the hunt for new crypto tracing tools. The request is focused on privacy-centric coins, as well as off-chain, sidechain protocols. Interactive prototypes can be submitted until July 14th. The United States Internal Revenue Service, or IRS for short, is seeking tools that it can use to trace privacy-centric cryptocurrency tokens, as well as layer 2 off-chain transaction protocols such as Bitcoin Lightning Network. The agency issued a request for information earlier this week for the pilot program initiated by the IRS Criminal Investigations Division. IRS is seeking an interactive prototype with a graphical interface that will let it cluster together transactions from a user, as well as associate user distributed addresses with distributed ledger addresses of criminal suspects. The news was first reported by industry publication The Block. Additionally, the agency wants a prototype that can provide a library of suspects' distributed ledgers addresses, uses open source intelligence data, and lets agents share data between investigations as well as export data into various file formats. The request specifically called out the cryptocurrency Monero, Zcash, Dash, Grin, Komodo, Verge, and Horizon. In addition to Lightning, it also mentions Layer 2 protocol networks, Raiden Network, and Celere Network, as well as sidechains such as Plasma and Omisego. The IRS admits that it doesn't have a lot of options on those particular fronts. Currently, there are a few investigative resources for tracing transactions involving privacy cryptocurrency coins, layer 2 network protocol transactions, sidechain ledgers, transactions on distributed ledgers that are adopting signature algorithms that provide privacy to illicit actors, reads the request document. Recently, public records discovered by the Block pointed to both the IRS and US DEA seeking to purchase Bitcoin tracing tools from COINBASE, much to the horror of the crypto community. The IRS request cites the recent decision by Sodino Kibi ransomware group to begin demanding ransom in the form of XRM rather than Bitcoin. Due to the added difficulty in tracking it back to hackers, it also cites challenges with tracing Schnorr signatures or aggregated signatures with cryptocurrencies that have implemented them, acquiring applications to allow an investigation to more easily trace privacy coins and other protocols that provide anonymity to illicit actors would allow investigations to be more effective as well as facilitate a higher level of deterrence by making it harder to conceal criminal activity, reads the request. It also provides an investigative efficiency that is currently limited. The deadline for prototype submissions is July 14. Now, I wonder what you guys think of what I actually read. Is it actually something, well, in my opinion, it's actually pretty ridiculous. I mean, sure, they actually want to track down the financial criminals and all that stuff, which is some way that are using Monero as currency just to hide their identity to just do criminal deeds. I mean, at one thing, it is bad. On the other, it's a reason why it's a privacy coin because people don't want to. They just don't want to actually, yeah, let other people know what they paid for or what they are actually where they're getting it from. So that's why that's one of the reasons why Monero exists, privacy coins exist, is to hide the identity of the user, because who really wants to have transparent coins that like Bitcoin that is so transparent that almost anyone can find out who bought what and when and where and why doesn't really matter. Let's go to the second article because this is also kind of hilarious. ISIS shunned Bitcoins, embraces privacy coin Monero for donations. Now there you have it. Most the IRS, even though they are looking for financial criminals, there are actual criminals out there, work criminals, terrorists that use instead of Bitcoin, Monero, which is kind of hilarious because people love Bitcoin, but since it's so transparent that almost anyone can look into it, It's one of the reasons why you actually would rather go for something more discreet. Now, here it says ISIS shuns Bitcoin, embraces privacy coin Monero for donations. The world's most deadly terror syndicate is no longer accepting Bitcoin donations. Yeah, ISIS has gone full. It's kind of hilarious. Uh, well, anyways, uh, at least in short, an update to an ISIS website shows that the terrorist group no longer accepts Bitcoin donations. Instead, ISIS will now accept privacy coin Monero. Bitcoin transactions are easier to trace than Monero transactions. Well, it's already been explained, of course. We established that. Only terrorists use Bitcoin, cry the staunchest naysayers. Well, not ISIS, not anymore. The infamous terrorist group has reportedly chucked Bitcoin in favor of its privacy-focused cousin, Monero. According to Israeli blockchain analytics firm Whitestream, the syndicate has updated one of its Onion address websites to indicate that it will now exclusively accept Monero for cryptocurrency donations. Whitestream is the same firm that told the New York Times last year that terrorist groups were increasingly turning to crypto for funding. ISIS and other terrorist groups have accepted Bitcoin donations since at least 2014, but the fundraising options have lately come under heavier scrutiny from government and law enforcement officials as over time Bitcoin popularity has increased while blockchain analytics software has made it easier to trace funds on Bitcoin's public blockchain. This is presumably the reason for the switch to Monero, a so-called privacy coin that is meant to be more anonymous than the pseudonymous, whatever, Bitcoin. Unlike Bitcoin, whose addresses are public on blockchain for anyone to see, Monero transactions are blinded, or discreet, I would say, meaning only the sender and receiver know the full amount that has been transacted. Monero wallets can also generate stealth addresses that obscure ownership of wallet addresses. Even ISIS moves on from Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency donations are dwindling source of income for terrorist group. Despite wild claims of a multi-million-dollar war chest in Bitcoin held by ISIS from the counter-extremism project, blockchain analytics company Chainalysis says the figure is actually much, much smaller. Last month, it's published a report finding ISIS likely holds less than $100,000 in Bitcoin, and that other terrorist cells are in a similar boat. This may be in part because it would be difficult for ISIS to move or cash out of their Bitcoin stash if it got too large. But Monero might not solve this problem either. If ISIS is using a so-called light clients wallet that don't require a copy of the entire blockchain history to operate, then it might compromise its privacy using the coin anyway. It would be entrusting certain data to whomever is hosting the full node, and that it's the wallet uses to interact with the Monero network. So again, here's a little bit of extra news. Whoever runs this node could leak info that could compromise its users. Besides this, app developers for Monero Lite clients on app stores could also leak info on who downloaded their software, an avenue to compromise user privacy. And finally, even if ISIS were using Monero perfectly, it could still have its Monero addresses traced back to an IP address if it is the only Monero user in, say, a 150 to 100-mile radius. Just like Bitcoin, Monero isn't free from blockchain surveillance, and if it's not used properly, as with any privacy-preserving technology such as VPNs and Tor for web browsing or coin joins for Bitcoin mixing, then it won't work as intended. So guys, since I have read this and gave some commentary on it, I want to know what you think in the comment section down below. If it's good that IRS are invading privacy coins with tools like Monero, for example, and what do you think about the ISIS funding article? If you're new to the channel and you like crypto content, leave likes, comments, and subscriptions so that you won't miss out on any of my videos. And also, it would also help me out to grow my channel so that I can make more videos for you guys. So, with that said, I want to say thank you all for watching and peace.